Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Week 7 picks for the World of Football's YouTube channel. I am your host, Adam Snow, and sitting across the table from me, as always, is the founder, the court jester, if you will, of this very podcast / YouTube video channel thing, Randy Snow. How are you doing today?
I am great. Ready to make some Week 7 picks.
Week 7. Yes, let's move on to next week because last week was not great for some of us.
Yeah, it was a bad week all around for you and I and for everybody else that sent us their picks.
Lots of upsets this last week. Man, that's what happens when you pick. Things are unpredictable. So let's give a quick recap of what went down last week. For you and me, well, I guess we'll start with me since I did way worse than you. I went 5-9 last week. Not great.
Wow, yeah.
Definitely didn't do great in the first half of games last week. That first half of the slate just not my thing, but I made up for it a little bit in the back half, but even then,
Too little, too late.
Too little, too late, and missed some games there. For you, on the other hand, you went 8-6 last week, so at least you're above 500 this week after going 8-8 the last 2 weeks before that.
Yep.
So that brings us to my total of 45-49, so I'm under 500, and you're at 44-50, so you're a game back.
Yep, you're still one up on me.
After 94 games. And then, of course, we had some special picks from the viewers out there, and we appreciate you guys. Sounds like Mike beat us all this week with a 9-5 record. Congratulations, Mike, on your picks. Tied with Liz. Sorry, Liz, you were up there too. It's a tie. So Mike and Liz at both 9-5. Then Aaron and Shane TV at 7-7 apiece. So that's how last week shook down, guys. Can we do better this week? I'm starting to doubt it, but we've already committed to this bit, so let's just get into the Week 7 slate of games, starting with the New Orleans Saints traveling to Arizona on the Thursday night Amazon Prime game. I guess I'll get to take this one first. Give me the New Orleans Saints to win on the road on prime time.
You know what? I'm actually going to go with the home team Arizona Cardinals in that game.
Ooh, already we are button heads. Yep. All right, the next game, the Cleveland Browns travel to Baltimore to play the Ravens. Who do you have in this one?
Give me the home team Ravens in this one.
I might just have to take the road team Cleveland Browns to steal one. After I saw what the Giants did to those Ravens, I don't know how rattled that Ravens team is. And you know what? It wouldn't surprise me to see them drop a game at home.
Okay.
All right, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel up to Carolina to play the Panthers. I fully expect the Buccaneers to bounce back in that game.
I do too. I'm taking Tampa Bay in that game.
All right, Randy taking Tampa. But what about this next game where the Atlanta Falcons will travel to Cincinnati to play the Bengals?
I am going to take the home team Cincinnati Bengals in that one.
Okay. Atlanta got a nice big upset win last week, but that was at home. But the Bengals seem to be humming. I guess give me the Bengals as well. All right, the Detroit Lions travel down to Dallas to play the Cowboys. And as much as I love my Lions, I'm going to take the Cowboys just because I don't know what Lions team's going to decide to get off that bus.
Hey, this is an easy pick for all Lions fans. Everybody that's a Lions fan should be making the same pick I'm picking, and that's the Dallas Cowboys.
I was wondering.
I can't do it as much as I want to pick.
He had us in the first half.
I'm hoping that they'll come off this bye and they'll.
We all do. We all want them to do good.
Reinvigorated. They'll get some players back that have been injured, but I don't know. I really don't know. So I'm going to take the safe bet and take the Cowboys this time around.
Probably not a bad call, especially with Dak Prescott supposedly coming back. So We'll see about that. All right. Then the New York Giants travel down to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. Who do you got in that one?
I'm taking the traveling Giants in that game.
Yeah, the Giants are looking like a great team to start riding on that bandwagon. Give me the G-Men as well. The Indianapolis Colts travel down to Tennessee to play the Titans. And give me the Titans at home.
I agree. The Titans at home. This was a real toss-up. I mean, I think they're pretty evenly matched, and so I just went with the home team on that one.
Yeah. I mean, with Derrick Henry, it's hard to hard to go with that. And I mean, the Colts got a nice win last week, but I'll still stick with those Titans. All right, the Green Bay Packers travel to Washington to play the Commanders. Who do you have in that one?
Unfortunately, I got to pick the Packers in that one. I don't know if Taylor Heineke is going to be the solution this week or not for them in Washington.
Well, we'll see. It might be a low-scoring affair. We'll see if Green Bay can bounce back from that embarrassing loss they had last week, but I'll still take the Packers. The New York Jets travel to Denver to play the Broncos, and the last time I picked the Jets after they had a great win, they let me down, and the Broncos are kind of trying to figure themselves out, but I'll take the Broncos to get a win at home.
You know what? I am going to take the mighty Jets on the road.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I'm going out on a limb on that one.
All right. The next game, the Houston Texans travel to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. Who do you have in that game?
I'm going to take the hometown Raiders in that game.
Yeah, Raiders off of a bye. The Texans still one of the worst teams in the league. I think the Texans off a bye too, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, so both teams off a bye. Both teams trying to figure their stuff out. But yeah, I'll take the Raiders at home as well. The Seattle Seahawks travel down to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. This should be a toss-up game, really. The Seahawks have been playing pretty decent. The Chargers just got a decent win in overtime. But I guess I got to stick with the home team, Chargers.
I agree. I'll take the Chargers in that one too.
All right, in the final afternoon game, the Kansas City Chiefs travel down to San Francisco to play the 49ers. Who do you got in that game?
Boy, I wrestled with looking at this one. Again, flip a coin, but I think I'm going to go with the Chiefs in that one.
Yeah, it's hard to vote against the Chiefs, but the 49ers do have that great defense.
I know it.
They've been playing pretty decent, even though they just got upset by the Falcons. But yeah, I think the Chiefs just have a little bit more in them. Give me Kansas City.
Okay.
All right, then your Sunday night football game is the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Miami to play the Dolphins. Boy, the Dolphins are kind of banged up. The Steelers are going to have Mitchell Trubisky, so I'm going to take the Steelers to steal one on Sunday night.
I agree. I'm going with the road team Steelers on that.
Dang,
that
all
game.
right. And then Monday Night Football will be a rematch of Super Bowl 20. That's right, I'm going all the way back to that. The Chicago Bears will travel to New England to play the Patriots. Monday Night Football. Nobody wants to see nobody wants to see the Bears on Monday Night Football. Prime time in general after what they did last time, but you get to pick this one first.
I'm going to go with the home team New England Patriots in that game.
Okay, and then I'm going to stick with the same pick. Give me the Patriots to win it. If I can spell that right. And then, of course, we forgot to mention up top, there are 4 teams on bye this week. Those 4 teams being the Buffalo Bills, the Los Angeles Rams, the Minnesota Vikings, and the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles will stay unbeaten 1 week more.
Yep.
Thanks to said bye week.
Yep.
All right, so that's our picks.
Looks like we picked only 3 games different.
Oh, wow. We started off picking different.
Yep, the Thursday night game, the Cleveland-Baltimore game, and the Denver-Jets game.
Wow.
They're the only ones that we picked differently.
Oh, boy. How is anybody going to take a big lead when we're doing that?
Well, we're only 1 game apart, so it could be, we could be tied. It could be one of us takes the 1 game lead. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. But we have reached the end of another video during another week, everybody, and it is time to see if Randy has finally learned how to end the show. Randy, run through the paces.
You can like this video down there in the bottom of the screen. You can click the bell notification to get updates from our website or from our YouTube page. You can subscribe. That's how you get all the updates stuff if you like us, and then you can also leave us a comment. Or your picks. And our website is www.theworldoffootball.com. And let's see, this week on our podcast, This Week in the World of Football.
What's a podcast?
On our podcast, This Week in the World of Football, we talked about the goalposts winding up in the river after the Tennessee-Alabama game. We talked about Robbie Anderson getting booted from one team and signed to another the next day. Gosh, what else did we talk about?
We also had the XFL
and the IFL.
And the IFL making a partnership.
Yep.
We also had talked a little bit about the Titans getting a new stadium.
Yeah, possibly getting a new stadium if they can get that.
And then the other big story of the NFL adding a Black Friday game.
Yes.
That was a big story that came out right before we recorded.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's the podcast. You can find it anywhere where podcasts can be found, probably. All right, I'll give you a solid 8 out of 10 for that one.
8 out of 10. Huh?
8 out of 10. All right, guys, that is it for this week's video. Do everything he said, to find us, and we hope to see you guys next week. Anything else, Randy, before we turn the cameras off?
That's it.
All right, well, that's it.